Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with another Inkbound Daily. Today is the solo daily for October 22nd, and today we will be playing Star Captain, going from Proving Grounds, I believe, to Derelict Starship. No, I believe it's Vengewood Derelict Starship. And then we're going to eventually end up against Runestone. Our request is to daze or critically hit. And we've got a very, terrible run here. We have 3 millstones, so we can fit less vestiges. They cleanse all burn, frostbite, poison, bleed at the end of the turn, so we don't get to use that except versus guardians. And we also have store of store of legends is what it's called. In my opinion, since this thing is still bugged, that little green circle should definitely be a red circle, because this is all downside unless you don't care about top score, in which case it's kind of cool. But since we care about top score here, it doesn't give us plus 50% quillings. We're going to get quilling draft options, but we can't draft anything. So, because if, especially on Star Captain, we would need a lot of quillings in order to make this worth it, being able to buy a legendary at a shop. And it means that we can't buy in order to prepare for the first book boss, which is going to be Lusk, which kind of requires a lot of stuff. And on top of that, Rows of Rubies. We don't even have good stats, or our stat shrines are worse. That's kind of rough. I am debating taking Coin of Shadow here, not because I think that's going to do anything. I would take Coin of Shadow so that I can safely spend 250 on augments, because it seems like it's the only way that we're going to get, stuff, if that makes sense. Augments just seems like the best option here, because, again, we can't really afford to get our damage through Rows of Rubies. Unless we were to reroll this, get a Verdant Seed, I could kind of see that. Otherwise, 10 magic power and then a smite. It's something. I could kind of see that. I think we just got to take Coin of Shadow here. And we're probably going to use our money. If we don't get a blue augment, it's probably just going to be re-rolling our vestiges. This is terrible. I guess we're going to re-roll already. Give me the 30 damage on both hits. Take me to Vengewood. I still kind of think that we need to take Quilling Cage, although, again, having access to another item seems pretty important if we can't buy at the end. We're going to go ahead and hit this Quilling Cage, though. I'm not sure that that's the correct move. That's actually quite suffer. We're going to get hit by this. Not really much that we can do about it. We get hit this. I do something along the lines of this, I think. I'm not feeling like using that barrier potion here. I need you guys to bunch up a little bit better. Thank you very much. That's tragic. I don't think that taking... Well, I mean, we took an orb there. You would have taken 55 damage. We would have dealt a little bit extra damage to you across. Yeah, so the orb... What was it? Unstable Effigy would have given us turn 2 here, so we're going to take another 200. So we just got to hope that everybody else is suffering as much as we are at this point. Got to figure out how to deal crit damage when we have no crit damage. Give me the 30 for both hits again, thank you. I mean, alternatively, we could daze if there's smoke bomb here. There is not. Poison Vapor seems absolutely terrible right now. Cultivate doesn't seem much better either. Guess we're going to go with Grasp. We can't really reroll without having to take a Glyph Node, and we really need Growth and other options because, again, we've lost our shops, we've lost our stat shrines. What else are we going to do? Maybe the Sea Breach, honestly. I think we're honestly still going to hit this Tethered Shrine here and just hope that it rolls something good. Because it's a minimum of green, and that's actually quite suffer, but okay, we'll take that. Give me a Superior Vault. We need an item. We can afford to re-roll this a bit to make sure that we get something that's actually going to help us versus Lust. It's terrible that you're, like, definitely not close enough. Well, actually, I suppose we can... There we go. Seemed to work out pretty well. Don't know how we're going to deal with two of you guys. Huh. That's honestly terrible. We will not have Cryoclasm. We have no AoE. We're suffering. Okay, so Grasp, we can't really use that right now. Because then we won't have it next turn when we have Cryoclasm. We kind of need both of those to take you out. So this is honestly just us autoing a whole bunch. Gross. Well, I'm at least going to use this. Yeah, that unstable effigy actually would have given us a lot to work with here. Oh boy. So what, we're down 700 points already? I'm gaining shield, gain 1 stack of Shattered Will. Spear of the Gods movement. These are not doing it for me. Let's re-roll. Bleed gets removed at the end of turn. I really don't like it. Sea Trickle is a chance for more will. That would just be more Chilazers. Maybe that's actually the correct move here. We can get something like Amplify. Terrible versus Runestone, though. Decent versus Lusk. Assuming that all of the little Lusks decide that they want to be in the same location. I don't think that we're actually going to be able to use that. Golden Egg. Maybe. Just get absolutely nothing. Or buy a legendary since we can barely afford it. And then just hope that Golden Egg makes up for it. That's a huge frickin' gamble, especially after we just re-rolled a couple of times, but why the heck not? Like, this isn't going to do anything for us as far as our run quest. Like, this is going to hit maybe... We're at the end of book 1. We might be able to use it 4 times during this next fight. 4 times during the second boss. We could get more CDR. Like, I don't know. This is just terrible. Cone Frost doesn't feel good. Blink feels pretty decent, actually. That can give us more CDR so that we can actually use the skills that we want to use, but that's about it. We have no real solutions to any of our problems here. Volcus's Bond Enhancer isn't even really a solution to the problems that we have. Wolos might do it. Problem is that Wolos is going to get us through book 2, but then we have to get rid of it. Cultivate into Bond Enhancer was probably the right move here. Ink Tab's also pretty good versus Mimic. You have all those slimps. And we have good AoE. Again, I just don't know how to feel about taking a legendary for the sole purpose of getting 2 Runestone, and then it does nothing for Runestone. But it might be what we have to do. Might keep us from hemorrhaging. Other problem is, too, is that if we obviously somehow wipe the table with Ink Tap, what does that do for our Golden Egg? I think we're going to take Volcus's Bond Enhancer here. And we're going to hope that this is enough. 1 will isn't a lot. We don't have a fish. The other fun thing is that we can definitely get away with doing stuff like this and not doing anything with that. We didn't phase him on turn 2, that's kind of spooky. Yeah, we have like literally no damage here, and that's where our issue lies. We're going to take 5 turns just to get past this. Oh boy, oh. Can we at least phase you this turn? Well, there's a crit. It's still not enough. There we go. If I keep this will, it's honestly just going to be Chalazer's next turn. There's no reason for me to keep him next turn. I don't want to get rid of you because you're giving me money. Have we not? Or does it not count how many times that we've gained money out of that? Also... Okay, never mind. I forgot when I took my potion of power. I don't quite want to finish you. I want to get hit. Because it makes me money. Alright. That was the worst boss in the history of bosses. Big game hunter, I suppose that's what we're going for here. I don't see us getting damage any other way. It's also how we're potentially going to get our crits. Commanding Cryoclasm is probably the best thing here. Evasive Blink is notable because versus Runestone we're always going to have the one hand hitting us, but I'm honestly just trying to survive at this point. And I am not sure that Volcases did anything for us. It's possible that we were supposed to skip there. I mean, I guess we gained 1 will. It probably literally saved our lives, because that was a total of 8 will during that fight. We were able to save over some. I don't know. But I do think that the move was Cultivate. I have a lot of difficulties believing that we are going to be able to... We got 1 crit out of that. Yeah, I don't know what to say. This is absolutely suffer. Again, at this point, we're just hoping that everybody else is having an equally bad time. Odds of that, though, are pretty slim. Someone out there probably has a good run. Alright, I definitely don't think that ink flat is what we want to do. Like, we could theoretically say that we got that will back, so we might as well get cooldowns, so then grab ink flat, but then that also just completely negates the whole entire point of Vulcus's bond enhancer. I also kind of don't want to re-roll here. Maybe we hope that we get some more crit chance. Just use malfunctioning multi-tool. I don't freaking know at this point. We are spamming our 1 a lot. Adding damage to it is probably the best move. Oh, jeez. Okay. Always punished today, it seems. Alright. You guys are getting offed by the spikes. Look at that, we actually rolled a crit. Need to actually hit the thing that I'm aiming at, though. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That's pretty suffer, honestly. That's a shame. Almost actually could have cleared this one. Box of Troubles can replace that. It's going to proc more. Well, we are actually going to make it to the end of the game with enough money. Problem is, did we actually buy the correct thing? Deadly Chalazer again. At this point, I think it's correct. We just really need some freaking crit chance. I feel like going to this lab here is the right move. We're not necessarily getting hit enough to make Golden Egg worth it. We can replace this. We would need a lot of crit chance in order to save. I mean, we might as well take that. On hitting an enemy, inflict with frostbite, inflict daze. That is definitely something there. Blooming Un is damage and more smite. The thing is that I don't think that frozen statue is going to go off enough. This no longer inflicts frostbite. So the only thing that inflicts frostbite now is cryoclasms. We have to cryoclasm things, then auto them, and then that might give us some more dazed. If we get a little bit more frostbite damage, like, it definitely doesn't seem like something that we're looking to do. This extra damage here definitely feels good. I could also see re-rolling here. We definitely have enough. Smite all enemies. Doesn't seem bad at all. Also, just getting 8% crit chance, that's almost worth it. I don't think it actually is worth it, though. Tempest Wrath might actually take care of all the... It won't take care of all the slimps. Damn. Yeah, I don't think Tempest Wrath was the correct option there. It gets close to solving everything. Alright, I really don't want to have to use Cryoclasm here, but I think I still have to. Like, it's just not going to move the needle that much is the problem. The 4 stacks of Frostbite are notable. Frostbite is currently dealing 64. I just think that autoing more with Big Game Hunter is more what we're trying to do here. Gain all this crit chance. Next turn, he's not going to be happy with us. Let's not get hit by this. This actually does a fair amount. I don't think we're gonna phase you though. Which is more like damage loss. And I don't think that we're gonna survive this. Alright. So I really don't feel like Vulcus's was worth it. At all. Now we've got Weaver. It's going to be hard to avoid this damage. I think we're dead. Go ahead, hit that. Get that power orb. Hit you with that, I guess. We do want to, like, auto you, though. Like, I suppose we could have pulled him further out and then blinked out of all of the range? Like, is that even a thing? Would be interesting. Like, this makes us take 2. And now we have Mimic Threads. Hoy vey. Alright. We're jumping in here. We're already on shield mode, right? Yep. We're done. Well, like I said, we just have to hope that everybody else had a terrible time. Yeah, we're just not going to make that much shielding. Okay. Well, if that's the case. Maybe Wolos was correct. Again, Vulcus's wasn't. So actually, it was probably Ink Tap. We were killing a lot of Slimps there. In that same exact setup. Would that have equated more to than +1 damage or +1 will per turn? There, yes. It probably would have saved us more turns headed up to there. Would have been better to not buy anything there and maybe check out the second shop. That's probably more likely. Like, that was pretty much the worst possible shop we could have gotten. Anyways. That's unfortunate. Like I believe we said at the start, though, the run was definitely hard. We're just going to see how hard it was for everybody else. I'm sure that there's going to be some people who had good scores. We are at page 3. At least we're not at the bottom of it. Axel is out here. Trying to look for anybody else that we know. Argira, honestly, like, if that's the top score, it was definitely rough. Like, how would you have gotten this low? It's 8 8,010 points. Holy Lord. Yeah, okay. Nobody was going fast at all. It was literally just a make sure that you survive. Maybe somebody lost HP would make sense. Huh. Well, anyways, hopefully the run was entertaining or at least educational. And if you have any feedback whatsoever, be it questions, comments, concerns, misplay alerts, be sure to put those down in the comments below. And until next time, I'll catch you guys around.